Dave's
Coming at you live from DNHQ in beautiful South Pasadena, California. This is the Blue Heaven Podcast. Dave's not here, man, but you know who is here? Clint. You can find me as Real FRG on Twitter and Instagram. What's going on, Dodgers Nation? How you doing, you beautiful bastards?
That's a great way to start a show. I can't think of another way to do it. Guys, what's going on? My name is Brooke. You can find me at BrookeMe3 on Twitter and Instagram.
Brooke. Why don't you tell them what's on today's show,
we got a couple things going on. The Dodgers are headed to Philly. We'll talk about that because the Phillies are very, very good, and they are on fire. But we also have to talk about this revolving door of relievers because Jimmy Nelson died, and then we got Fat Jimmy Nelson. So things are getting real weird up in here.
Fat Jimmy Nelson, my
Clayton
man.
Kershaw also giving everybody a scare, myself included. I don't like it. But the good news is we appear to have fixed one Cody Bellinger. For the better or worse, I'm not quite sure yet. But we fixed them.
We don't question the powers. We just run with them and then talk about them when it benefits us. We also, like you already said, we're previewing the Philly series. We're talking a little bit about the glove. You guys might have saw the glove video we posted over the weekend. If you haven't, check it out. DodgersNation.com YouTube.com/DodgersNationTV. We're locked in for justice.
Ricky Bobtrio says we have better energy today already. That's a good start. We're off to a great start.
We haven't done a pregame shot in a while, and we just cracked open one of those Jim Beams. Have you had that same feeling, like where you just don't want to open them?
Yeah, you're like, they look nice.
They look nice.
Yeah.
And
there's something about an empty bottle doesn't quite do it for me.
Yeah, so
if you're trying to do it for me.
Anyways, let's dig into a few of the comments here. I guess I should do the other plug part first, guys. Before we get into the show, we're a podcast. Go subscribe to us on all the podcast places: iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Stitcher Radio. Not Google Play, but we're on Pandora. If you go on iTunes and leave a review, you rate us. It really helps us in the long run. Plus, we like reading the funny ones, so that's always a good time. Make sure you check out our Dodgers Nation app. There's going to be some new stuff on the app dropping this weekend or this week. Gary's very excited about it. That's all I got to say. Check it out. It's on the Apple Store. It is on the Google Play, which is still called Google Play. It's called Dodgers Nation fan app. Check it out.
You did real good there. I'm proud of you for that one. Way to recover, guys. Don't forget, guys, this is a live stream. We are here. It is Monday. We have an off day today, and so you guys should be here. What else are you going to do? What do you do on Mondays? What do normal people do who have jobs?
I don't know. We've been doing this on Monday for a
You get home from work, and then you're like, I hate my kids. And then you're like, let me turn on YouTube. And then it's us. And then you're happy about life.
Sounds like Roach.
Yeah, it does.
But Roach likes his kids.
He likes his kids, yeah.
Still.
Checking in on some of the comments, Ryan Moore says, let's go from Alabama. Ryan, we were just talking about right before we actually hit the live button. We did not know you were from Alabama, so that's cool. Anthony Keene, friend of the show, says, yo, happy Monday, my dudes, as he does every day. San Diego Dodger Dave checking in from the 619. Damn, she fine.
Claire,
in
Canada.
other words.
Claire's checking in from Canada. That's pretty cool. You said, 619. That's wild because those are two different places.
That's from where Rey Mysterio's from. It's the second time I've mentioned Rey Mysterio today.
Daniel says we're late. I do not think we were late. I hit the button at 7-ish, which is close enough. Jim is watching. Says, hey, guys, first time watching live in a while. Kids' baseball season's finally over. See, kids just ruin you up, guys.
Swag Daddy McGee says, look at Brooke being humble by saying, we fix Cody. You know, the communist meme that I use? It's like
exactly.
one of those. In the communist sense, yeah.
Swag Daddy McGee also asking, is Bryce Harper good again? Well, I mean, I don't know if he ever was like great, if he was ever bad. He's just Bryce Harper. We'll talk more about that a little bit.
Bruce Harper.
Later in the show. Ryan Moore, what the hell is a quacking bush?
Hey.
It's Fat Jimmy Nelson.
Fat Jimmy Nelson. Yeah. With all due respect to Mr. Quackenmeyer.
No, this one. Rest in peace.
Remember
Jimmy
when we had
Nelson.
Fat Max Muncy? Well, now we have Fat Jimmy Nelson. Tyler White, I don't know where you are, but rest in peace. Roach says bowl cut season 2022. He noted that 2020, I grew a mustache. 2021, I grew a mullet. So what's next?
It's got to be a bowl cut or mohawk.
He said mohawk as well, yeah.
Fu Manchu, because you do even years, facial hair. Odd
years. It has to be a facial hair thing.
Yeah,
I can't do much beyond what is happening right here, right now. If you notice, this is coming.
Is that like a no soul patch?
Yeah. Exactly. When you've died inside a little
You guys
bit.
let us know what you want to see. Claudia and Raul on Facebook saying ball girl didn't take down the guy. The guy hit the right field wall.
She misdirected him into the wall, and she distracted him enough to where he got absolutely demolished by a very small woman.
Yeah. Shout out to Melissa for messing that dude up the best she could in that situation. You got to figure, dude's running right at her.
It's also not her job.
It's not her job. They better.
And we are really big, not my chair, not my problem, guys. And she was on her bucket, and that was not her problem.
Dodgers, give her a golden bucket. She deserves a golden bucket. These are the rules. I don't make them. I just come up with them. We got the 805 checking in. Carlos says it was at the game yesterday, and yes, the girl just grazed him. Which, again, it's not her. I mean, hell, she might have been fired if she tackled the dude. You
Maybe.
never know. The Dodgers are real sticklers about every single thing anybody under their employ does or says. So,
Rich Hills Blister checking in says, "Hi boys, I met him at the game the other day."
Oh,
yeah.
How's Henry?
Henry's really cool.
Did Rich Hills Blister reveal his real name to you?
I mean, I know it, but I'm not going to put him out in the air like that.
All right, just wanted to make sure that you know he has a real name.
That's like when Max, Choice Fielder revealed his name as Max, and everyone's like, "Whoops!"
Rod is checking in. Blue Heaven 713, Missouri City, Texas, borderline enemy territory down
Good
there.
enough. Leslie says, "Hi guys, what's up?" Leslie's up in Giants-ish territory.
On Twitch, we got Jags checking in. Also from the 805, Stephen Toe on YouTube saying your boy Gavin Luck's back in OKC where he belongs this year. Ooh, shots accepted. We took them before. Francisco says Padres suck. I agree. Juice Neros wants us to break down all the rosterbation. Friend of the show.
We're good at roster baiting.
Yeah, we'll do that right now. Katie says only here to talk or say how much I love Theo Albert. I do love Albert. I wouldn't awkwardly give him a hug like Dave Vassay did yesterday live on television.
Ari says road to repeat, and that means we can officially start the show because Ari's here.
We're locked in.
We're
all right.
loaded.
Dodgers take 2 of 3 from the Halos. You really probably want to go out and take 2 or 3 of 3 from a bad team like that. But the Trea Turner era has begun. Couldn't have gone very much better.
No.
Breaking. The kid is fast.
The kid is hella fast.
See, watching him is what normal people see, like watching you run, but he does it like an athlete.
Yeah. We're like, I'm really fast, but I'm kind of just like flying
you're just
around.
like
Yeah. I run. Someone told me. Yeah, someone told me I run like Super Mario, where my legs move really fast, and I'm just kind of like not moving that much. Yeah. I'm trying.
you gotta stride more. As me, a notorious speedster. It's about the stride.
Okay, I have really short legs. I can't. This is the way I was born. I don't know what to tell you guys.
Short legs, short soul patch. That's
Small
the way
heart.
it goes. But what are your takes? What are your thoughts right there, real quick on Trea Turner and that series?
I like how quickly Dodgers fans turned on Corey Seager, and I 100%. I will definitely admit that I was just like, from the moment he was actually traded, didn't even play yet. I was like, you know what? If Corey wants to leave in free agency, I got no problem. If he wants to go to the Yankees, ruin his career there, and they eventually turn him into a first baseman or whatever the hell he's going to do, because that's what they do with all people who end up in New York. Man, it's just we haven't had that sort of athleticism outside of Mookie forever, like for a very long time. I can't remember the last time we had that sort of athleticism. A guy that you can steal a base whenever he wants, always has a green light. It's wild.
Yeah,
and I love it.
It's been so long because Mookie's quick, but he's not the biggest speed burner. I mean, Cody's faster, and Cody doesn't by sprint speed.
Yeah,
but none of them have ever been base stealers. The Dodgers haven't had this kind of threat.
No,
in since the Juan Pierre era.
Yeah, there's a big difference between being just like flat out fast and being able to use that on the base paths, and I think that's the biggest differentiator between Cody and Trea. Cody can fly. If he gets moving, he kind of takes a little bit to get moving a little bit, but it's just a little different. Did you find a good one?
No, there's a troll account or a burner account.
Oh, the Bob Nightingale one?
It says Bob Nightingale.
Yeah.
Guys, breaking. Bob Nightingale reports power to Mets.
I like that people take the time to make these accounts. Yeah, we have a Mookie one. We have a Fernando Tatis one.
Boob also is very nice.
Somebody actually made one of you at one point. I saw it in here.
Oh, really? D-Mac, he had one yesterday in in the post game, and he showed me a screenshot, and I was
Doug.
like, "That's his famous right there, man."
Doug is commenting on Doug's post game.
But yeah, Bob wants us to know that if he needs any if we need any insider info, just to let him know. So thank you, Boob Nightingale.
Roach points out, in relation to Turner, he said, I'd rather re-sign Taylor and have Turner at shortstop and Lux and Taylor combination going on at second base. Chris Taylor is a dude that, I mean, you look at what he's doing, you look at everything about him, you got to have him. You really got to have him long term. The dude's going to get the bag. I mean, there's a reason why they call him Paper Chaser. The dude is absolutely getting his bag this year. He's playing so out of his mind. And, you know, I don't know if this is necessarily what his career is going to look like this year, but man, he's good. And he's doing things that the Dodgers really needed at the right times because everybody kind of died this year.
Absolutely, as we all have insight at different points in time. Speaking of dying, a lot of people keep dying in the bullpen.
I am dead.
You are dead. He is dead.
Inside and out.
The reliever revolving door, as I call it, it keeps just... I mean, it's going so fast. I think we're about to get some altitude out of it because it's going to be.
I understand. I understand.
I
get it. Yeah,
put a prop on it,
yeah,
but
it wasn't good. But I was there
this weekend. The Dodgers introduced Fat Stimmy Nelson, also known as Kevin Quackenbush. Who isn't he another one of those dudes who's only like 33, 34, but he's like been in the league for 1,000 years.
48.
And he's very much been. He's the type of dude who likes to hang out on the front porch of his double wide with his girl and his dog and his truck.
Have you ever seen more Jags in one bullpen?
It is the most jaggy bullpen.
They're out there jagging off and stuff. I mean, they're just, what are they doing out there? There's all these there's like 4 people in the bullpen that have been there the entire year, and then everybody else is just a revolving door.
Yeah.
Of people being DFA'd and being brought on
or hurt
contract
or whatever
selected.
It is. Yeah, what it's Kenley, and somehow like one of the longest tenured dudes in the bullpen is Phil Bickford.
Yeah,
that is just wild.
That was a guy when he came up. It was one of those things where you're like, oh, this is a Nate Jones. This is a guy who's just going to be gone in a couple weeks. And you were like, I like him. He has good hair.
Trust the hair.
He stayed.
When you have show hair.
Shohei Ohtani. Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah. JT Chargois with like a word.
He didn't. No. See, he put in a little bit of effort. Shaggy put a little bit of effort into his hair. You can tell. Phil just lets the flow go.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's about that. It's a certain style.
He should shave the sides.
You remember like old school DeGrom? Yeah. Look at him now. So one day, Phil
he wouldn't be injured if he didn't have if he had his hairstyle.
We also got introduced to Sweet Nourishing Brule. Justin Brule makes his debut. He closes out the game on Sunday. Looks pitcherish. Is that an expression? Because if not, I'm coining it.
Did we confirm that's how you say his name? Because I never quite confirmed it.
Broomhilda.
Justin Broomhilda?
Yeah, Justin Broomhilda, which I was first on the nickname at me. What's his name? Jerry Harrison? Yeah.
J Hair.
Yeah.
The real AB.
He ignored my text earlier, so I'm mad. Of the other moves, your boy Clev and his friend Victor Gonzalez go to the injured list. One seems like very much a made-up injury. I don't know. I mean, the knee thing with Victor, it tracks because if you can't land,
if you just tell me that hasn't been healthy all year, that to me tracks. If you're like, hey, he hasn't been healthy all year, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. His numbers, all the peripherals tell you that there's probably something going on mechanically, and if it's a knee, I am here to tell you that knees make a difference in your life.
So your knee is that bad, huh?
My knee's pretty bad, dude. It hurts pretty bad today.
I was told to put you at third base.
By whomst?
The pitcher.
Really?
Well, anyways, softball talk. You guys wouldn't get it. But yeah, and Clev's out. He's got a side thing. Dave says he's going to be out for a good while.
Rob's out.
Yeah. It's just the way it be. My name is Yef was outrighted, so they just said thanks for stopping by and whatever. That just happens.
You know, I didn't see his 2 innings, so I never actually saw him.
He's an enigma.
I did not see him once.
You got to double check. If they didn't get him on Getty, he was never on the Dodgers. I think that's the way it works. Out, but in more roster moves, things that have happened today, we got what's his name, Carter Bamboo, something like that, Bim Boom. Yeah,
I just really want him to make the team so I can say his name.
I want to get that jersey.
It's not Carter.
Is it Carter? It's not Carter?
Is it Carter?
I don't know.
Oh, Anthony's the Key Boom. Bam Boom and Key Boom. I mix those two up a lot.
There's a guy. The Dodgers got a catcher you'll never see, and they gave away a catcher that they've had before that you'll never see.
You'll never see again.
They're AAA.
They also got Tony Walters.
Yeah, Tony Walters.
You've seen him?
Yeah,
former Rocky legend Tony Walters.
The only reason I took that article is because I wrote like a bunch of stuff studying up to make his website, and then we didn't make his website because it turns out
Tony Walters
he's not that good of a baseball player.
Oh,
yeah. So
he's not the guy you want to be represented by.
He's a nice kid.
Yeah, he's a Dodger technically.
For now,
he's an OKC Dodger technically.
Connor Green, right-handed pitcher for the Baltimores.
Anthony, that's his name.
If he's coming from Baltimore, I'm assuming the Dodgers will find something to fix. They'll be like, if you hold the baseball at a 4-seam grip, you can control it. And be like, oh, it has lines on the ball.
He's like, I can use 3 fingers? I didn't know that. I thought it was like a pinchy situation.
Because you guys see, the Orioles suck with player development. They're very bad. Look at their record for the last...
What are you talking about, dude? Cedric
Mullins. When did Cal Ripken retire? Look at their record since then. They've been bad, and even before then.
They were bad before then.
They've been quite bad. So anytime you get anybody, I mean, look at how much everybody who's ever left there has like thrived. Your biggest guy is going to be, what's his name? Kevin something or Gosman.
Kevin Love.
Kevin Love, terrible pitcher. That's why he retired and went to the basketballs, as the kids say. But Nick Tropiano is another dude that they.
Tropiano was one of those like random former Angels. Like he was among the big 3. It was him, Garrett Richards, and
he was solid for a while.
Shoemaker. Those 3. When those 3 hit the free agent market, all 3 of them are like, those guys are going to make like a good team somewhere, and then none of them did. Absolutely none of them did.
I want to dive into the comments here because I see Jags again on Twitch saying, we own the bullpen. It's a Jag Army. I like Jag Army. We should make those shirts.
A Jag-off army.
and AJ on the guitar says Diamond Huggers would love this bullpen. Inside. That's some insider info right
That's for
there.
Blister, too.
Yeah. But Tropiano, it's another dude. We're probably never going to see him. But if we do, the problems haven't stopped.
We'll probably see him. I'm pretty sure we'll see him in September at some point. He's going to be one of those guys that Dave brings up to like make sure that Kenley doesn't get a ton of innings before the playoffs or try. I will say they need to really have a good plan in place to make sure that Blake Trinan is very well rested going into the playoffs because he's going to be so important come October. And I think we are very heavily overusing him. We're using him like he's on a 1-year deal. You know how Dave likes to ride those guys that are on 1-year deals?
But he's throwing a lot. He's entering games a lot. I'll give you that. But he's not throwing stressful innings. He's not throwing more than 15 pitches an outing.
He is also a dude that's getting up in the bullpen a lot.
Yes.
And like that does play into it a little bit when you got to heat yourself up like that before you go into a game. That's pretty stressful. I like how it is a sign of the times when Blake Trinan is warming up in like a 7-2 ball game or whatever it was, where they're like, "Get him up!" And I was like, "Oh my god, here we go."
I saw an interesting question like this. Young E on the YouTube. I'm going to throw it to you. Who will have the most impact on the Dodgers going forward? Cole Hamels, Corey Knebel, or
Corey Knebel? I don't even need to know the next person.
Danny Derpy.
Oh, Duffy. Oh, okay, that's interesting. I still think it's Knebel, but yeah, Duffy's one of those dudes that the Dodgers are going to slow play on purpose because his performance directly impacts the player that gets sent to Kansas City. So he might play very little up until October. And then once he's in the playoffs, I think they're going to go full bore with him in the bullpen. But he's definitely going to be one of those lefty shutdown arms, which we need. We don't have that.
He seems really excited to be in the bullpen.
Yeah.
And for as solid as Alex Vesia has been of late, foreshadowing for later in the show. I can't imagine entrusting him facing some big time arms or big time bats.
I will say
Juan Soto in the postseason. You know,
that's true. Yeah, a big name like that. I mean, I don't know. We had faceless Dylan Floro facing the Barry Bonds of the Rays
but he had a nasty changeup, and he was. You look at Dylan's numbers. It's like, how do you get rid of this guy just because he's not a household name? Doesn't mean he's not good.
It's because every situation that he could have been in,
they blocked him from being a good
exactly any situation that was going to be a big situation. They made sure he was not in that situation because I think they had their eyes set to the future a little bit where they're like, this is a guy we're going to trade and we're not going to tank his value by putting him in against good players.
Yeah, that's a good call.
It might have been something to that, but I will say that I've been talking up Knebel so much over the past 2 weeks that there's a good chance he enters tomorrow and just gets shelled.
He's going to get shelled.
Like Bryce Harper's going to take him like 669 feet to right
I'm going
field.
to put $1 on Shelled.
Sheldon?
No. We don't speak that name here. I'm putting $1 right here for everybody and Jesus Christ to see. I bet you $1 that he will get shelled.
Like in his first outing?
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably will.
All right. So are we on?
$1. Yeah, I'll probably say $1. Yeah, on my boy Corey.
In other news, the thing that really scared a lot of people on the internet today, which I get, it's something I don't think has ever happened, or maybe once in his career, but the GOAT, the Hall of Famer, Clayton Kershaw, gets placed on the 60-day injured list, and that's just weird to see. It's definitely weird to see, and you're like, oh man, is it worse than what we thought? Well, no, because he wasn't going to be back in time. He hasn't even started his new throwing program. He's got to build up innings and pitch count and all this stuff. So the earliest he can return now, September 5th, which is about the pocket of the earliest he would have returned anyway. So the Dodgers afford themselves a couple roster spots for some Jags that you really knock on table that we never see. And Kershaw will be back, and he'll be well rested. In other news, Danny Derpy hits the 60-day IL as well for, as Brooks said, tampering.
You remember that comment we got on one of our reviews, which you should go review, by the way, Apple Store. You can do that. You can iTunes and such like that. You should go review. But the one that said these guys have too many inside jokes and fart jokes and stuff. Number one, we don't have any fart jokes, but we would if we could.
Yeah.
Number two, definitely probably have too many inside jokes, but that's why you got to watch the whole show. Go back and watch all 217, 19.
Yeah.
Go watch all. We'll wait. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, don't watch the first 32. That was Kevin.
You see a lot of bad hair. Clint's bad hair.
Hope you're watching, Kevin. Or if not, I hope you're listening. Or if not, I hope you're well.
I thought you were gonna wish him dead. Like Kevin, he's good.
Kevin, I wish you well. On the men, though, there is positive news. It's not all doom and gloom and bad and everybody dead. Corey Knebel is joining the team. Corey Knebel is joining the team tomorrow. Or today, if you're listening.
Should be joining the team.
Dave said it.
He said he is.
And Dave has never been wrong.
Dave has been known to be a liar. Not on purpose. He's an accidental liar a lot of times. I'll give him that.
Dave has never said a wrong thing. He's never made a wrong move in his life. Dave has never done
anything wrong in his life.
He's never done anything in his life. I believe Dave on this one. Corey has done all the moves he was supposed to do. He's done it up and down. He threw his back-to-back nights. Seemingly, Dave would have known if there was a hiccup, if there was something wrong. I don't know. Go look at Sue's account, see if she posted.
No.
And she hasn't done that in a while, huh? The
whole
getting on the
landing,
plane thing.
Yeah. Getting off. Yeah.
Walking away.
In addition to that, Gavin Lux is now officially out on rehab assignment. I think he went 0-for-3 on Sunday. Somehow scored 2 runs. I didn't quite look into how he did that.
Magic.
Had to reach on error or something because he didn't walk. Which leads us to a very interesting question.
Yeah.
What the hell do they do with Gavin Lux when he's ready? Because he will be there. I can almost guarantee you he will be there for the full 20 days, which he is allotted. Mm-hmm. He's allowed to be there for 20 days on a rehab assignment before they have to make an official decision on him. I think he'll be optioned, personally.
Yep.
Do you see him on this major league team for the rest of this year? Because he's just not been there at all.
Yeah, it's really tough. It's like one of the things I was gonna have be potentially a segment. It's like building or optimizing the roster for this team.
Right.
It's just really tough right now with the state we're in, the random
California. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The bodies that are hurt, the bodies that hit the floor, whatever. You don't really know who's 100% healthy at any given time. I mean, JT's probably going to hit the injured list in like 2 or 3 or 5 days because he'll probably pinch hit tomorrow, and then push back his what do they call that thing? Retroactive day, and then everything just gets jacked up. And JT's always good for an injury around this time, but we're looking at optimizing this roster. Gavin Lux doesn't have a spot on it anymore. I'd rather see him playing every day again at AAA and either building his trade value, but more preferred, I guess, getting better for the 2022 season.
Follow-up question on that. Let's say he gets sent down, plays through all the way through September, plays whatever his normal AAA numbers are. He's probably going to put up pretty good AAA numbers because that's what he does.
Yeah.
We get to October, we got playoff roster decisions. If you're going back and forth between a bench bat, are you taking Matt Beatty or are you taking Gavin Lux? Because I think right now, I think that Doc values one over the other because he hates Matt Beatty for some reason.
Well, I think you get a better at-bat quality out of Matt.
Mm-hmm.
We know this.
Mm-hmm.
You get a little bit more versatility out of Luxie.
You can. Because
but
with the
considering
glove,
you have 3 shortstops already, you have 4 dudes who can play second base.
Oh yeah.
And Gavin can't play anywhere else. I mean,
he can't play outfield. I think that's the biggest knock against him right now.
So maybe
he's not an outfielder.
Maybe he starts, adding to that versatility. That was something they kind of teased.
I mean, you're looking
2020.
at it. You're looking at it right now, and you're like, you have a Corey Seager, you have a Trea Turner, you have Max Muncy, and then first base is kind of a rotating door depending on who you want it to be right now, which is good for them. But also, how has he not already built up that versatility? Because if you're just saying like, hey, I can pretty much play second base, I played shortstop most of my life. Most people don't really view me as a shortstop long term, but I know Lux doesn't have a great arm, but how much worse can it be than AJ Pollock's arm at this point? Like realistically,
I mean, he'd be a fine option out there, I guess. But I mean,
speed too. I mean, he's fast. That means something, right?
Man, I almost feel that if you're doing that, you're looking really at more of the defense over at bat quality. And sure, there's more. Lux has more of a dynamic bat than Matt Beatty, but again, Matt Beatty is going to put together a really quality at bat. But I think if you're looking for versatility all around and you're going between those 3, I might even opt for McKinstry because he's played some outfield. He could play anywhere around the diamond. He offers you the most positional versatility, and at some point he had good bat qualities. Right now he's still struggling.
My man is cross-eyed at the plate right now.
No, he had his eyes closed.
Eyes closed and then cross-eyed.
Yeah. Again,
I'm just saying Matt Beatty is the hitman, and if you're talking about pinch hit rules, that is like that's the way Dave just described him. He's like, he's our pinch hit guy. That's what he does. Like, he's not going to probably start a lot of games unless there's an injury. If there's like a really good matchup, he'll be in the starting lineup, but for the most part, he's coming off the bench and he's doing his thing. So it is a weird thing to be like, hey, Gavin Lux might not be on the playoff roster and Matt Beatty might, and that's fine. That's okay. But I really think that the addition of Trea Turner just...
Yeah,
I thought for sure, I was almost 100% certain that Gavin Lux was going to be traded. Like, if you had me bet money against it, I definitely would have bet money against it. I don't have money, but I would have bet money.
So you're saying you're not good for that dollar?
The dollar's good. Yeah, I got that covered.
Was that a good enough inside joke for everybody? We're all here together, right?
Bob Nightingale says McKinstry's cross-eyed. Sources tell me. That's good. Yeah, I like that.
Thanks for hanging
McKinstry
out
did hit a bomb last night, but he's also hitting 200 at OKC. So I think Clint could hit 200 at OKC personally. You're not hitting a bomb, but you could hit 420. I mean, 200, not 420.
I could bunt, but I can't run.
You don't need to run when you bunt. It's sacrifice.
Gotcha. I saw a comment that I really...
I don't know the context of this, but I just like it. Paul says, you may not make it. I think he's talking about me in life, which is good on you, Paul.
Reasonable. Eli Fire yells, what about Julio's Furious? Your thoughts on him?
Eli Fire, there's a caps lock button. It's on the left. It's next to the A.
What are your thoughts on...
He's a good guy.
Julio.
Julio, I think, is having one of the more underrated seasons, like, of anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's winning any awards or anything like that. But I think that if you look at the makeup,
most okayest,
most OKCist, that's Gavin Lux. Yeah, that's Luke Raley, actually, the most OKCist. I think he's having a really good year. I think that without him, the Dodgers would be in a lot of trouble. I think that initially my thought was like he's got to go back to the bullpen at some point, but I mean, right now, if you're looking at it, I don't know how the Dodgers justify that. I don't think they can. I think he has to be in the rotation the rest of the year and in the playoffs.
There are no other options. Maybe.
I mean, unless Clayton Kershaw comes back very healthy.
Kershaw comes back very healthy. Cole Hamels gets you some innings down the stretch, and Duffy gets in the rotation a little bit. Derpy, my bad. If they buy some innings, you maybe spell Julio a little bit, but then you're taking away like time for him to ramp up and get ready and feel good for the postseason. So more on Julio later.
Juice Lee wants to know when the next game we're going to is. Can we reveal that? Is that allowed?
Haven't we already revealed that like times?
We say it a lot.
Yeah. August 21st we'll be out there. We're going to be hanging out at the pavilion. We are signing ankles.
Only ankles.
And by we, I mean Tim Rogers will be signing your ankle.
Tim and Doug.
Yeah.
The Tim and Doug Osham show.
Ari says Julio's so dang good. He is. I mean, I do not know where this team would be without Julio Urias.
Dude, we'd be screwed without Julio. I mean, we probably would have traded for another starting pitcher. We would be less prospect-y.
Speeding it up a little bit, this is been just kind of
spitballing.
Yeah, it's whatever. We're having some fun. We're having fun.
Speak for yourself, asshole.
Cole Hamels, the guy. We don't know really the timeline. He threw a kind of sim game on, what is it, Saturday?
Saturday.
He threw baseballs. Matt Beatty said he looked good and that he hit the ball well. Matt Beatty also gets into a Major League Baseball game once every 3.5 weeks, so his timing's not going to be the best.
Yeah.
Because, Dave hates him. But I think they said they want to get him at least, built up to 5 innings, something like that. He's still got a ways. Don't rely on Cole Hamels. If you give anything out of Cole Hamels, be happy.
Monica says we need a quick Josh Reddick update for the giggles. Josh Reddick got released by the worst team in Major League Baseball.
And he was DFA'd last week
by the worst team in baseball,
and is now released.
He is not in professional baseball.
He
right
is
now.
unemployed. What's that? We're looking for word from Jet Reddick, and she has left the chat.
She has not been on Twitter since the DFA. Surprisingly, who would have guessed that? Guys, does not pay to be a dick in life.
You're not on that team anymore. Don't troll.
I'm just saying he is yet to accept my charity boxing match. So if you guys want to go on Twitter and Instagram and at him and let him know that it is for a charity of his choice, I am willing to fight a a former professional athlete.
One time.
I lettered in baseball. Sat on the bench.
What letter? K? Oh!
As a pitcher, that helps me.
No.
BB.
Yeah.
HBP.
He lettered in BB. More quickly, injury updates again. Justin Turner, day-to-day with a groin issue. Somebody needs to get over there and fix that man's groin. 10 to the man's groin. Courtney with a K. Thank you.
10 to the loin.
Doc is not overly worried about it, so he probably has days to live.
Katie says she's first and final. Oh, to Jet. Yeah, she'll fight Jet Reddick. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I can't fight Jet Reddick.
So who is the who's the headliner? Who's the title card there? Is it you versus Reddick, or is it Katie versus Jet?
He's never been a title card.
What are you talking about? He hit like 170 in the World Series at one time.
When he knew what was coming.
With cheating because they weren't banging trash cans anymore. They had been caught. I loved all the people being like,
Paul really does not want me to challenge Josh to a fight, by the way. He's said several times that I'm gonna get beat up.
Is Paul a Reddick burner?
Oh, maybe. Paul Burner.
Daniel said Mookie is gonna need a hip replacement. Oof. We're not there yet. We're not gonna talk about Mookie. I don't like that kind of negativity. Yeah, JT's out for a little bit. Stimmy Nelson's out for the year. Blew out his elbow. Really sucks. Dude just has had a hard time. He blew out his shoulder several years ago. He blew out his back with the Dodgers last spring training. Came back this year. Somehow made it onto the roster. Willed himself to still be a good pitcher. He had that forearm tightness. And then went on the IL. Comes back a couple days later. Elbow gives.
Are we blaming this on the sticky icky?
I am blaming it 100% on sticky icky.
I think it's a real problem, dude.
You watch Stimmy Nelson. He, after the sticky breakdown or crackdown, he never threw a tight curveball again.
Always ended up arm side
high, or he'd overthrow, and that's where you get that. You're over gripping it. You're gripping it really tight. You're using these muscles you haven't used because you've been able to keep the ball at the end of your fingers.
This is why I keep saying, dude, I think these lawsuits are coming down the road. When you're talking about players later on in the careers,
this is money lost.
There's more and more. I feel like that when you start gathering players like this and be like, look how many elbow injuries there were after you took it away from us mid-season, and there are a lot. There are a lot of
major
kind
players
of piling up.
Major
big injuries.
Yeah.
I mean, Shane Bieber has been dead for 2 months, by the way, and people just kind of forget that the Jacob deGrom of the AL has not been pitching.
Mm-hmm. Much like the Jacob deGrom of the NL has not been pitching.
Exactly. Another one that you've also said that Clayton Kershaw has been hurt. He's never had a forearm injury like this before. He's had shoulder issues in his past. He's had
a lot of back
issues. Some hamstring stuff, but never an elbow, never a forearm.
Scares the shit out of me.
And that is the thing, because when it is a forearm issue like that, you know that there's a change in the grip. You know that there's a change in the motion. There's a change in everything going on with your arm, and that's just bad news. Paul points out Tyler Glasnow too, another big name that hit the.
He was the guy who actually, the first one.
He was like, dude, this is because we don't have the stuff to grip. Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. I have to hold it deeper. I have to throw it harder, and now my elbow can't take it anymore. Lawsuits are coming, man.
Lawsuits are coming. We're gonna play a clip from Kershaw, Mr. Clayton Kershaw. You guys, Tony Crenshaw. Tony Crenshaw. We'll all take in how he responds to this, and we'll see if he's hiding something, or if it's worse than we think it is, or if he is going to be okay. Come on,
yeah, basically, I just tried to come back too fast, which is a bummer. After the sim game, it really didn't respond well, and it's frustrating. It's still nothing serious, but it's just something that's going to take a little bit of time, and it's no fun. Being hurt is miserable. I really don't enjoy it at all, and especially with what's going on here and the guys that we have coming in, and this stretch run right now, I want to be a part of it so bad. So I'm going to do everything I can to be back, and I think I will be. But you're definitely looking more, like September than August, and I know we're still going to be in the middle of it, so I'm excited to be a part of it then.
How do you kind of balance wanting to be back quickly, but also not rushing it, kind of like last time?
Yeah, I didn't do it very well last time. I was probably a little too impatient with my rehab, and that's on me. I just wanted to be back. I wanted to pitch. So, this time it's a little different because we're up against a calendar. So there's only so much you can rest before you go. So we're going to rest as long as we can to give myself a good chance to pitch in September, pitch some meaningful games in September, and be ready to go in October.
Or so he says. Again, he's never had an elbow injury. He tried to rush back because he doesn't really know what he's feeling for.
Right.
I don't like it. I'm not happy about it. I feel uncomfortable. I don't know if I would offer him a very, very lucrative contract in the offseason if I'm the Dodgers.
Look, I mean, they're going to offer him something. I don't know how that's the biggest thing is, as D.B. Granger says, is what kind of contract does he get after this year with his age and his health? And I think there's a lot of question marks around that because Clayton Kershaw's not a $30 million plus year kind of guy now. I don't know. I can't say with absolute certainty that he's a $20 million year guy, and that's a weird place to be in now. And it's just kind of the reality of age. And it's, if you're kind of like me, where you grew up watching Clayton Kershaw pitch, and in your prime years you got to see his prime years, and it was a lot of fun. You knew at one point that you were gonna have to witness your hero fall. And it's not necessarily that he's fallen or he's gotten very bad or it's embarrassing or anything like that. It's just he's just not the guy that he was, and that's okay. Age does that. My knee hurts. I'm 28, or I think I'm 28. I'm 28. I do not feel comfortable. I don't know what's wrong with him. It's the initial thing that we heard the day that he went on the injured list, probably 5 minutes before it was announced, that it was more serious than was being led on, and that proved to be very true.
I think Vesia was the one who kind of like had that narrative.
It was like, hey, this is serious. I know they say 10 days and there's All-Star break and everything like that, but it is serious, and it's proving to be pretty serious. And forearm issues, as we know, always are pretty damn serious. So don't know what direction he's heading. I don't know when he's even going to pick up a ball again. I know that best case scenario, he gets 4 starts in September, maybe. And that's a reach, man. I mean, especially if you're heading in October, you want to get into October rolling, and that's a tight window to make. Yeah. Kershaw quickly becomes the number 4 starter in the playoffs real quick, which is pretty wild.
Yeah, the Dodgers are in a good spot. You go out and get Max Scherzer. You probably have to get Max Scherzer because they do know more, about Kersh than any of us do.
I don't know anything.
You feel good about your true new ace in Walker Buehler because that dude can do anything. My Cy Young Award winner for damn sure. Julio is going to be there, but he's also going to be pretty gassed. Man, if we're throwing bullpen games in October, kill me now.
I can't wait for that. I can't wait for Phil Bickford opening.
Robert Adams on YouTube says, "Don't question Kersh, you maggots."
Good call. Yeah, good call there. Yeah, that's on us, brother.
Well, speaking of maggots, we're going to try an all-new segment here. Last week we were called off in negative. We had a lot to be negative about because that's what we do.
Positive today.
Yeah.
We had alcohol.
Oh yeah, there's David Price. He's a guy.
Jag.
He's not just a guy. He is a guy. Hag. He's a guy. We are going to attempt to be positive for 1 minute straight. I should have had the minute. I didn't think about this part, but a minute-ish straight. So, start the clock, me. All right, go. Player spotlight. Alex Vesia has looked very good. I believe we wrote this dude off and crapped on him a lot of bit in the past. All of a sudden,
never crapped on anybody.
Not physically. All of a sudden, since his return from AAA, 0.82 ERA over his last 10 games, 1 earned run, 11 innings pitched. He's kind of moving into that Phil Bickford territory as an unexpected arm you can trust.
Unexpected Jag.
Unexpected Jag you can trust. The other one, so that's good. Well, he's good. That's the whole thing. We said something nice about a player. Another thing we're going to say, this is the best we can do with being nice. Look who's learning. After our rants, Cody Bellinger has suddenly been solid for a short stretch. Brooks' soapbox, we had a little mini segment. It was on July 29th. We had an official let him play or AAA on August 2nd. So these are very recent. Since July 31st, Belly is 7 for 22. It's a 318 clip with a 984 OPS, a double, 2 homers in 6 games. Did we fix Cody Bellinger? Did you fix Cody Bellinger on your soapbox? Because 2 days after your soapbox, all of a sudden, he dropped 2 hits and has been hitting 318 since.
Well, look, all I'm saying is I have that, black magic going on. I think my favorite thing about things like this happening is
my God, you a woman?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I think my favorite things is when stuff like this happens. Blue Heaven Podcast fans who are on Twitter tend to at me and be like, look what you did. For better or for worse, one way or the other, it tends to happen. So I'm very, very happy about that people recognize my
voodoo.
Non-real talent.
It really is. You got to put that on your LinkedIn. Just because I want to see it.
If I trash talk you, there's a good chance you're going to make it in life. I'm like, someone called me the anti-Bob Nightingale.
I did. I think I saw that on the internet.
Yeah. Anti-Bob Nightingale.
Yeah.
When Bob says something nice about says something nice about somebody and then they fall off the earth. I say something mean about somebody and then they excel beyond belief. And so far, I'm pretty good on that.
Well, we tried to be positive. We tried to keep it to a minute-ish, and we failed. But
it was over a minute.
Yeah.
Were we positive?
There's somebody like trolling on the stream here because I can't see the name. There's a Ouija board?
Yeah. For some reason, we're blocked by them.
How is Ouija Caesar blocked? We really need probably to introduce mods to here.
Maybe somehow we blocked them before, so now we can't see their comments.
But that doesn't work.
I think we can't see their comments. So that means they've been a troll before. If they get
blocked from the chat.
I don't know, dude. Paul's a Red Sox fan, so...
Well, that's,
Good on you.
Nobody's perfect.
Congrats on Streaky Kiki.
Prez 1619 says Chris Paddock hasn't made it.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that. It only works if you're on my team.
Yeah.
Although Randy Arozarena, I did trash talk a lot, and then I think since then he's taken off. Chris Paddock isn't good at baseball, though, so it's not going to work.
Yeah, he never had any talent.
He also left his agent that... came after me. I went back and found it, and I was like, "Oh, he's a Boris boy now."
Can you guys start a podcast?
Me and the agent,
the old agent. Yeah, oh, I'm really interested in that.
He probably hates him too now.
Yeah, I would imagine.
I should add him.
Leslie notes that we do have to talk a little bit of crap about Belly, so he'll do better. So, you got anything?
His stupid hair. He does. Your bad dumb hair.
Really,
greasy.
You guys
used Carsman looking hair.
You guys really need to see Belly IRL, like the side profile, because it looks like one of those like nasty 99-cent store mops that's just been around for decades in the side of the garage.
He looks like he smells so bad.
Love the kid. Nice kid.
You know how like all the white people online are like not showering anymore? Like all the celebrities? All the weird whites?
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Oof. Is that like a Kevin Spacey
like
thing?
Jake Gyllenhaal and Mila Kunis and her husband, Meg's husband.
Well, it'd be like that. Anyways. Yeah. Moving along, guys. It is we're setting up for another game for Chancer Thursday. The Dodgers will be in Philadelphia. We'll talk more about Philadelphia in a couple minutes. But Chancer Thursday's coming up. If you guys missed it last week, Lico, also known as Washushe, won the $200 Fanatics gift card. And this week we're giving away another one. The game either is or is not live at the moment, but it will be live by the time you're listening to this again. The best way to ensure when it goes live, you get the app, you'll be notified as soon as the game goes live. If not, just go ahead and just play it when we post about it, and you could play it on the thing. If you don't want another app, you can play it straight on your browser. I think there's a lot of things too to make it a little bit smoother if you don't feel like giving very, very minimal info to an app. If you don't feel like even doing that, I think there's going to be ways to play it where you don't need to sign up. Just don't be a troll. Don't be a dick. That's reasonable in life. But one of the things, so we have the midi competition going, and you like to be like, oh, man, well, I don't really even try. Ooh.
That's how I sound.
Yeah, that's exactly. That was really nail good. Spot on Brooke impression. I just want to say that I'm apparently like leading the way in all points across all of history on the Chancellor.
The first person to play.
But everybody played the first initial.
How
real
far
game.
ahead of you of second place? How many points?
I have no idea.
Probably not that many.
If it helps, I make the questions.
That's true. He also makes the questions.
But they're all I can't predict whether or not Trea Turner is going to steal a base against the Phillies on, Thursday. But you guys can on the upcoming app. One of the questions, like we like to do. But yeah, the whole point is, at the end of the season, I think there's going to be something that goes to the winner who has the most points. It won't be me, because even if it is, I'm not going to take a prize from y'all. But there's a reason to keep playing the game. We do it every Thursday unless we do it on Wednesday. So, pay attention when it happens here. But one of the questions that's on the app this week, it's another one of the questions we asked on the internet earlier today. Biggest concerns for this Dodgers team over the next couple of months. There's about 2 months left of baseball, of regular season baseball.
Are there really?
Dodgers are 4 games back of first, I think. I don't know if the Giants are winning right now.
I haven't been paying attention
to baseball. If they're even playing right now, I doubt it. They're coming from Milwaukee. But we asked fans, what are the biggest concerns? What were their biggest concerns with the team right now? Generally, people are really concerned about extra innings losses, which you can't control too much. You can try to have more points earlier, as they say, or score some before the other team does. That's also a good pro tip. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, I
325 responses. There's a lot of responses.
I think that maybe that question's in there. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Oh, yeah. It's inconsistencies on offense. There's injuries, overall health of the squad, losing in extra innings. That's definitely been a big one. Dave Roberts, plenty of answers, responses about Dave Roberts, which, again, is not something you could overly control. Who's the better guy? What we wanted to do with this is give each of our own 3 biggest concerns. Did you do this?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah, I did it right now.
So you want to go first is what you're saying?
Yeah, I definitely want to go first.
All right, go first then.
The inability to situationally hit. I think that's been the biggest shortcoming of the year. Obviously, health, things that you can't.
Supposed to do. Anyway.
I mean, it's a worry, though. It is a worry. The fact that you cannot hit situationally, and people argue and they say, look at their average with runners and scoring. They have a really, as far as I know, the last time I checked, with runners in scoring position, they're hitting pretty well. Situationally, not so much. When you're trying to get the ball to the right side, move a runner over at third base, they're not doing that. When they have a runner on third base trying to get the ball into the outfield to get them in, they're not doing that. Those are the type of things that play up in the playoffs, and they're just not doing them right now. I don't know what leads to that. I don't know how you fix that. I don't know how you get better at that. Trea Turner helps with that. We definitely, that's the thing. He's like, Dave talked about Mookie being the spark plug for last year, and we're missing that this year. And Trea Turner can be that. Will he be that? We'll find out on this episode of this season.
Blue Haven.
Yeah.
Bachelor's coming up. We got to wrap it up because you said
you're really
into that, right?
I'm not watching it, but I know people are. So we want to get off before they get off.
Brenda wins. Is there a Brenda? Brenda gets the circle and the square. One of my concerns is Julio Urias. He's not getting a break. He's throwing a lot of innings. He has now surpassed his highest innings total of his career. And that was all the way back in 2016 when he was a wee lass. He hadn't blown up his shoulder yet. Positives, he's older. He's a thick boy. He's got some meat. He's learned to human and baseball more. But I'm still pretty concerned that dude's going to be gassed out when we need him most.
He said during the offseason that he ate a lot of tacos. That was his thing. He went to taco trucks a lot.
Taco flavored Kizis for my Ben.
And I was like, I also did that, but I am not a big leaguer.
This is true.
Yeah. One of my concerns is the fact that Dave is going to... He's just going to keep up with his loyalty to Kenley. I just don't see it going away. And yes, last year he demonstrated a willingness to go to the bullpen and other guys. There aren't really too many other guys now. You got Blake Trinan, who I think he's going to use in bigger spots than the ninth inning, and that honestly makes sense in the playoffs because there are bigger spots in the playoffs in the postseason than the ninth inning. I think he'll go with Blake Trinan in those situations, but I think he'll keep going with Kenley in the ninth, and he is not riding a hot streak, I'll tell you that.
Another concern for me.
I didn't read any of it. So.
I didn't put him in there.
No good.
Dodgers are not optimizing their roster, and they won't optimize the roster, so it kind of goes in with what you're saying, not using the right guys in the right spot.
Rosterbation.
If you have... if you're just gonna have Matt Beatty on the bench, and you could have somebody better, or if you are gonna use him, or they're gonna have Zach Rex playing over, a healthy. I mean, hell, I would use Yoshi now over Zach Rex, or something like that, even though he's not on the roster. You're just gonna have all the right guys up in the right spots at the right time. Again, like you were saying, going off of the loyalty thing, I think the whole organization will be clouded by that loyalty. And not put together the best possible roster they can to win enough sports ball games.
My final concern, we're doing 3, right?
Yeah,
really
3.
Paying attention. What number are we on? 2?
This is 3. This would be number 3.
And my final concern is that there is not a bench. And there really is not a deep bench on this team. You have your starters, and your starters are real good and all that. Albert Pujols is probably going to be a decent bench bat to have, I guess, but also you put him up in big situations where you can't afford to ground into a double play, and you're really screwing yourself. Beyond that, Matt Beatty can be that guy? Question mark. Also, Austin Barnes is strangely okay. He's not good.
He's strangely okay. He's really good pinch hitting.
He's great pinch hitting. Yeah. Beyond that, man, it's just there's just not much there. We've had Edwin Rios there in the past. We've had Kike there in the past. Honestly, we've had a couple dudes who can come up in big spots, and you can put him in there knowing that he can put up a good at-bat. Right now, kind of a toss-up.
At least when everybody's healthy on that bench, you're either going to have one of Chris Taylor, Cody Bellinger, or A.J. Pollock.
How do you feel about Billy McKinney as a person and a ball player?
I'm sure he's punctual. Probably shows up on time. He's a gamer.
I'm going to be honest with you. If you put 12 white dudes up against the wall and you were like, pick out Billy McKinney, I'd be like, no idea. I've never seen his face. You could put Dylan Floro next to Billy McKinney, and I'd be like, well.
The glove. You need the glove to pick out Dylan.
Yeah.
My final one is health. They keep
your health.
Well, yeah, but they keep falling apart. And any other team would be 30 games back by now. With all of the bodies that they have lost for bulk.
The Yankees would like a word. I don't know what's in the New York water, but
apparently Corona.
Yeah, they are not doing well over there.
Not the good version.
Do not be a Yankee. That's a pro tip.
Take that home with you, kids. And if you want to not be a Yankee segue, guys. We're finally ready. Well, not really ready. We're going to post it on the Instagram on Tuesday morning. How long should we run it? Let's run it for 2 weeks. Why not? We'll run the giveaway for 2 weeks unless the Instagram says something different. But, guys, we're giving away that glove. We made these gloves a while back. Took a little while to get the video out, but we posted it on our YouTube, youtube.com/DodgersNationTV. We're giving away a glove courtesy of our friends over at Soto Pro Glove. What do you like about that glove? The fact that it's...
Well, we got a lot of things to like about it. Stitching's real nice. I mean, it's blue. It's got a lot of the Dodger colors going on in it. But also, it has our awesome, fantastic, wonderful logo. And you can represent Dodger Nation when you're looking good on, feeling good on the field. You know what I mean?
So ideally, we want to find a way to give the glove to somebody that's going to use it. We want, a young ball player, somebody that enjoys... playing the game, getting dirty. We want to see that glove dirty. So
we want to see a dirty glove.
So check out our Instagram tomorrow. It'll be Tuesday. What is this? August 10th. And you will know how you could potentially win that glove.
See, Jim's 8-year-old just saw the glove and said, ooh, Jim's 8-year-old knows what's up.
There'll be a few different ways to enter, and we'll eventually pick a winner probably here on the show. As usual, we don't always run these type of giveaways the smoothest, but this will be fun. just have some fun. This beat is sick. Win a glove.
Glove love. Are we done?
That seemed like a
what
thing.
Year is
no,
this?
You got to just keep holding the glove like that.
Okay.
All right, moving on real quick. Beyond the Glove. Also follow If you want to buy a glove, I should note, at A10 Lacey, you can get one off our friend
Allie Lacey.
Allie Lacey. I can't say where she's
English.
employed.
Buy the Soto glove.
But she is a brand rep for Soto Pro Glove, and she can hook you up. She might even hand deliver. She brought this one here, so she's real cool. She
likes people,
and she might
probably
work for the Dodgers.
I don't want to assume that she likes people.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't like people.
Well, we get along, so I'm assuming she doesn't like people.
That's a
Moving
good spot
on
for the glove right there. I never thought about that.
Huge test coming up for the Dodgers. Dodgers are going to be going to Philadelphia to face the Fighting Phils in Philly. Phillies are red hot right now. They've won 8 straight. They're at only 59 and 53. Biggest thing is 8-game winning streak. There are some cracks in the armor. They, like the Dodgers, are pretty hurt. They have 12, I wouldn't say they're regulars, but they have 12 dudes on the injured list right now, but still, it's going to be a very good series. It's going to be an important series for these Dodgers because you got to learn to beat teams that are good or over 500 or have good pitching or whatever. You got to beat teams that are winning. The Dodgers have not proven to be all that good at it, especially of recent vintage. We saw it. They split with the Houstons. They have just generally not looked all that great against teams over 500. They are, 22 and 25 on the year against teams with winning records. That is not championship caliber because you play teams with winning records in the postseason.
Not last year.
Yeah, unless it's the Brewers last year. But
what a sad team.
Why don't you tell people who's facing off in this series there, Chief?
Well, Tuesday is going to be a pretty good one if you're going out to
Citizens Bank.
Citizens Bank Park. I've been there. Tuesday's Max Scherzer against Aaron Nola, and I think that's probably going to be it is one of the better matchups. You get to see Max Scherzer. It's pretty good.
The only thing that would have made it better is Scherzer against Wheeler.
That would have made it a lot better. I'm very, very glad we're not facing Zach Wheeler, by the way.
Or even better, Scherzer against Cliff Lee. Bring him back.
Bring him back just for this game.
Even better, Scherzer against pitching Bryce Harper.
The Phillies have seen Max Scherzer a lot, though, and that's something that I do worry about because the Dodgers haven't seen that much of Aaron Nola. But, it is what it is. We'll take what we can get. Wednesday, we get David Price versus, you called him future Dodger Kyle Gibson. Former future Dodger Kyle Gibson. Have not seen what he's done since the trade. I haven't paid attention to the Phillies because they're in Philadelphia, and I don't care about Philadelphia.
Still doing all right. ERA 2.7.
Steak down. Yeah. Fresh Prince is from there.
Just like Mom used to make.
Thursday is Julio against TBD. Possibly you had noted
Tyler McGill.
I don't know that. I don't know her.
He's a human American baseball pitcher. And he would be the guy that's lined up to take that start against Julio. I think Dave or somebody, one of the media folk, got the word from David.
I.E. Doyer said Rocky was a good movie.
It's over 9,000.
That seems like a button. What stands out for you in this series besides the fact that they need to win this series?
Well, they definitely need to win this series because the NL East, as somebody noted that I did not see who it was, and I'm not going to go back and look because I'm lazy. The NL East is not very good this year. When the Mets lead for a decent chunk of the year that they're probably not a good division. But some guys I'm looking out for, Bryce Harper is just tearing the cover off the ball this month. I think he's hitting like over 350 for the month so far. Granted, he's only played the Nationals and the Mets so far this month, but don't look forward to it. I never look forward to seeing Bryce Harper play because he is a good player. Let's give it to him. He is a good player. He does have the potential to take anybody deep at any given time. I hate watching Clayton Kershaw pitch against Bryce Harper, so I'm real glad that's not happening.
Notably, Scherzer is 14-4 with a 2.55 ERA against the Phillies over his career. It's 24 starts, so he has faced them a lot, but it's Max F and Scherzer.
A butt ton.
Yeah. So, how are some of these? Let's see. I'm kind of curious. Let's see some of these Phillies numbers. Not Scherzer. If I wanted Scherzer, I would have gone to Scherzer because it's weird. Like you would think that the Phillies were really good because one, they're streaking, but you got Rhys Hoskins, you got Bryce Harper, you got the ghost of Andrew McCutchen is still around. Like they have some bodies. Gene Segura has always been a very, very good, serviceable player. Zach Wheeler's off the charts, but he doesn't hit the ball. You have JT Realmuto. How do you have all these dudes? But they are, as of right now, -5 run differential.
Well, we have all these dudes, and we're in third place or second place.
Second place. What do you think we are? Bad like the Padres?
We're pretty far back.
Ooh, at me, bro.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Things become things. Sometimes stuff happens. Sometimes you play in Philadelphia and you hate your life. I don't know. That's Jimmy Rollins.
Rest in peace, Jimmy Rollins.
He's not dead.
Anyways, we'll either be mad or happy the next time we do one of these shows.
Regardless.
Briefly,
Thursday's a 10 o'clock game, dude. I don't know.
10 a.m.
We might not see you guys on Thursday.
Yeah, we're not gonna.
We might not. We're probably not going to see you guys on Thursday. That's some BS. If you want to check in with us, we're on Twitter.
Hey, all right. I'm gonna pause here. Question: where is this Ouija board Caesar at, guys? Is he on Facebook? Is he on YouTube? I'm assuming on YouTube because we can't see him here. So I'm assuming because I want to boot this dude if he's bugging people. He seems to be being kind of rude, so that ain't cool.
Yeah, don't be a dickbag. He's on Facebook.
He's on Facebook. All right. Well, I'll figure out how to block people on
Anthony
Facebook.
says I'll be skipping many meetings on Thursday. Yeah, 10 a.m. MLB really knows how to screw us, man. The 4th of July game at 9 a.m. Or was it at 9 or 8?
8.
Was it an 8 o'clock game?
8 a.m.
Look, all I'm saying is whoever's
AM.
running the schedule for the year, I got some words for you. Nick Lopez says he's on Facebook, by the way.
Yeah, I got it. I'm diving into that.
He's probably real sad he's about to get blocked. He has nothing better to do with his Monday night. He has no friends.
No, Astros fans.
Sorry, Ouija board or whatever your name is.
So before we leave, I wanted to give Brooke another chance to rant and rave.
A soapbox, if you will.
This has become one of my favorite things. It's now it's fueled a little bit by Jim Beam. Thanks again to Jim Beam for sending us stuff all that time ago. But MLB is jumping the shark once again, and not in the good way. The same way it wasn't the good way for the Fonz. Looking to appeal to a bigger audience. They are making they're in discussions apparently to have Barstool Sports host like broadcast baseball games. Of course, this was met with much criticism. If anything, I would argue like John Boy people are better, even though they haven't really earned it yet. They're on their way.
Not John
Barstool?
Boy.
Barstool? Barstoof, as I said. Give me some Barstool. Give me some jump the shark. Give me some anger. Give me some vitriol. Or
you know what I really like?
Nothing.
You know what I really like about
Absolutely
Rob Manfred
nothing.
in Major League Baseball? The fact that all fans want is to be able to watch their baseball team and to not be blocked out in their own freaking market where they want to be a fan. I love that they just want that, and Major League Baseball said, you know what, we can't do that. But you know what we do have for you? A bunch of douchey frat bros who just want to talk shit on women all day. That's what we want to do. That's what we're going to do. That's the direction we're headed. Congratulations, Barstool Sports. God, dude, it's just like everything about Major League Baseball. It is so representative of everything that they do. It's like you want to go one direction, and we're going to go over there because over there seems nice. We're going to do that instead. Notably, Barstool Sports does not have a great reputation. If you keep up with them at all, probably not a team that you want to keep up with. But it just doesn't make sense to me that they're, instead of saying like, hey, we know that fans want one thing. We know that we want to be able to watch the games. We know that we want to be at home and be able to be a fan of our own Major League Baseball team. And they said, no, we're just going to go a different direction with it, guys. Let's just do this instead. You said maybe John Boy. I'm personally not a big fan of John Boy himself.
Yeah.
I don't
John Boy
think
media.
he doesn't have a ton of personality. I think that they should maybe hand that off to some other people. I think that there are people there who can do it. Obviously,
I feel like you and John Boy are real similar.
As people, yeah. Do you want to listen to me call a Major League Baseball game? What am I going to do? I'm not interested.
I want to watch you as a sideline reporter.
I could do that for sure.
There's an inside joke for you.
So, with that being said, these Barstool dudes, I don't want to watch a game with real come to my mixer bro energy. I don't want to watch that, you know. I don't want to be like, hey man, we're cover charges $5 unless you're a chick. I don't want to watch that. It's not something I care about.
And they're like in their 40s.
If I have to see Jared Carabas flex on camera for 45 minutes at a time, I'm gonna have a really bad day, and I just am not about it. Okay, that's all I gotta say. There are a lot better people who can do a lot better of a job. A lot. Can some women have a job for once in baseball, please? I don't want to watch more Barstool douche tools. I'm done. All right, that's my limit, guys. I'm done right there. Freaking
what would
Barstool.
be nice, like you said,
talented people.
Also, just let the fan base watch the games. Don't be so beholden to these multi-billion-dollar contracts with TV networks and all of this where you're going to block out people trying to watch your game. And, okay, maybe they don't want to buy cable. Okay, well, let them watch it on the MLB app. No, you can't watch it if you're a fan of the team and live in that state or in that city or area code. No, you can't watch the game. Who do you think you are? You pay for cable. You watch those commercials.
Oh, Roach says hire Snoop Dogg to call baseball. Snoop Dogg's been doing a great job covering everything.
Snoop
he was covering the horse shows at the Olympics. He did everything, and he is so freaking good at it, by the way. And you know, he's got good energy about him. I like him. I appreciate him.
I noticed that people really get mad whenever we say anything slightly bad or askew about John Boy.
We have nothing against John Boy, by the way.
Jimmy's a good dude.
I think he is good at what he does.
Yeah.
I don't think he should call baseball games in the same way that I should not call baseball games. I'm not saying, hey, I could do a better job than John Boy. I also should not be doing what John Boy does. I should do exactly what I'm doing right now and nothing more than that.
Drinking in front of a camera.
Come to my mixer, bro. Come to my mixer.
Before we leave, final thing we're going to start doing, unless we decide to not do it anymore, we're going to give you our weekly Netflix and Chill update. Netflix and Chill is our softball team. We're back in POG form. And, well, we weren't...
Like PAWG?
We weren't good. So we're back. We're normal.
My shoulder really hurts.
We lost. The Sun beat us really good. Brooke almost killed my first base girl several times.
I did throw it too hard.
By throwing it right to here.
Your third base boy.
My glove caught a ball. I wasn't there. My glove caught a ball. It was a good time. We lost. We're back, baby. We back. If you want to find out more about the softball team, you won't find it on the internet, but you can find out more about your Dodgers on DodgersNation.com. Go there, check it out. There's a whole bunch of really good stuff there. Make sure you download our app. There's a Dodgers Nation fan app. It is on the iTunes. It is on the Google. You can get it on your Android. You can get it on your inferior Apple product. I apparently pushed that button. I didn't mean to. Subscribe to Blue Heaven. We're on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Stitcher Radio, Player FM. Everywhere your podcasts are available for free, we're there. Subscribe. Leave a review if you can. That'd be really helpful. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/DodgersNationTV. You'll be glad you did.
Guys, I'm at BrookMe3. He is at RealFRG. We're on Twitter and Instagram. We are at Dodgers Nation on Twitter and on Instagram. No longer official Dodger Nation. We're at Dodgers Nation on Instagram, guys, and that's a big day for us. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for being here, as always, every Monday. We appreciate you guys. Come to my mixer, bro. We'll see you probably next Sunday or Monday.
We love you too, Bob Nightingale. And Mookie Betts.
Goodbye, boob.